what's going on, everyone? Beautiful sunny day here in Ohio. I got the day off and I located the new Bobcat AT450 tractor. There's a dealer and they have one, so seen a lot of things about this tractor. There was talks of, you know, a different drive system and different components on it, but no one really knows for sure. Haven't seen much on it on YouTube or the internet, just some pictures here and there. So they're starting to hit, and I figured I wanted to go check this out and just see how much different it is and really the hype on it. So I'm going to bring you guys along and we're going to go check out this new Bobcat and see what it's all about. All right, here's a close first look at the AT450, and just from the glance of it, it looks just like a Steiner 450. Painted orange and white to me. Pretty much the controls are all the same. They did change up the dash a little bit. I like the newer dash, but as of for anything else, there were talks of different transaxles. I think it's all the same. I don't think there's anything different on this than a Steiner. I'm not a fan of the plastic fenders. Pop the hood. 32 horse Kubota gas. This is still the old engine. It's not even the EFI. I'm sure they'll be switching to them soon probably, but I'm still using the carbureted version. So these are finally starting to hit dealers. And it's sad, but I would say the Steiner name's probably gone. This is what you're going to see. I mean, I have to admit, I do like the colors of it, the white with the orange wheels, but I'll get you guys some more pictures here and we'll talk a little more about this. Alright, so before we start talking about the Bobcat AT450, I did want to bring this up. Here's a picture of the AT 2025. This was the tractor the Bobcat was taking to expos and stuff over a year ago. I can't remember really when they released it and were taking it, but they were demonstrating it and putting it on display and stuff. And this tractor was getting a little bit of attention, and if you'll notice, I circled it here. You'll notice the joystick setup on this, and a little closer up here you'll be able to see it. It almost looks like something that'd be electric over hydraulic, like you would see on a mini excavator or a skid steer. Pretty neat concept idea, but they didn't go with it on the AT450, and I'm not really sure why. I would imagine there had to be a lot of issues with cost and maybe just finding places to put all the electrical components and valves on the compact size of the tractor. I'm not sure. This is all speculation, but I did want to bring that up. There was a lot of people talking about this on the internet with this joystick idea, and for some reason they never incorporated it with the 450. Alright, so moving on, looking at the AT450, and AT stands for articulated tractor, if there's any of you that would like to know that. 450, I'm guessing they just use that number because it's a Steiner 450. So looking at the Bobcat 450 here, and then going to the picture of the Steiner 450, completely identical. Sheet metal, everything that I'd seen on this tractor was almost exactly the same, except the fenders on the Steiner 450 were made of steel, and the new fenders on the AT450 were plastic or some kind of composite material, but they almost looked like plastic to me. So that may be going on a Steiner if they're continuing to build them. I'm not sure. Looking at all the different components, I'm just going to throw up some pictures here to, you know, compare a 450 compared to the Bobcat 450. The air cleaner assembly on both tractors, everything was identical and the same. Looking out the layout now of the dash panel on the AT450, there is a different dash on this, like instrument panel, and I didn't get to see it lit up or used, but that was probably a good thing they changed, because I never did like the dash panel on the Steiner 440 or the 450. I think it was terrible. You couldn't see it with the steering wheel. I just was not a fan of it. I did have a little bit of seat time on both models, and just was never really crazy on that feature. Now, as of using that dash panel on the new Steiner 450, it's been a while since I've seen one. They may have incorporated that with it. I'm pretty sure they did, but that's just what the instrumentation panel looks like on the AT450. Moving along, the hydraulic couplers on the Bobcat version is exactly the same as the Steiner version. There again, like I said, guys, I've been looked at this tractor really close for about a half an hour at the dealer, and I really couldn't tell anything different. The foot pedal configuration on the Steiner is exactly the same configuration on the Bobcat. I know this picture doesn't show it real well on the Bobcat. The camera was moved over. I was trying to focus more on the Transaxles, and it looks to me they're the exact Peerless 2600 dual range Transaxles. It doesn't look anything different. There was talks on the internet about people saying it's got some kind of electric traction control and all this. I didn't see any of this on here. I don't see any switches, buttons, anything. The Transaxles look just like a Peerless 2600, so I don't think any of that's true. I think it's pretty much, like I said, base Steiner 450 painted white. We'll look at the controls. The controls on the Steiner are the exact same control layout as they are on the Bobcat AT450. Even the traction boost or traction control system with the valve, all exactly the same. We'll move around to the rear of the tractor, the suitcase weights, the layout, everything that you see here on the Steiner is exactly as you would see it on the Bobcat model. And I will throw a picture on there of a close-up of the Bobcat to let you guys sort of see the rear end and the transaxle in the rear of the tractor as well. Looking underneath the hood, you'll see the Steiner layout, radiator, cooler, all that is exactly the same on the AT450. The only difference is the Steiner that I'd taken pictures of before, that was a diesel model, and the Bobcat is the Kubota gas model. Now, from what I can research and be able to tell, the Kubota 32 horse gas is the only engine that they're offering in the AT450 at this time. There's no other engine options. Now, I'm sure that may change. I was told there may be a diesel option in the future, but as of now, the engine compartments are exactly the same. But like I said, the pictures are just a little different because the Steiner that I had pictures of was a diesel and the 450 was the gas. And I'm sure the EFI Kubota will be available for these soon. They're just probably phasing them out. They're going to use up the old carbureted versions, and then I imagine they'll eventually switch over to the fuel injected. All right, so I'm just going to go here and just throw some pictures on here so you guys can just see a little bit better. Some close-up of some different things on the AT450, the wheels and rims. And they went to more of like an all-terrain tire from a bar tread tire, but Steiner was getting away from that anyway. They changed from that, but the lug pattern's exactly the same. Everything on this tractor from what I was looking at is no different than a Steiner 450. So like I said in the video, guys, I have to admit, I really do like the Bobcat white with the orange wheels. I think this tractor looks better in that paint scheme than it does the red. I was never a big fan of the design of the Steiner 450. It looked more like an ATV to me than a tractor. I don't know, some people like it. I don't know. I just wasn't ever crazy on it, but I do think the dual paint scheme looks pretty good, and I almost prefer it over the red. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with that, but that's just how I feel. As of Steiner, is the name going to be gone? This is a big question. I don't know if anyone can really answer that at this point. I really hate to see the Steiner name disappear from these tractors, but from what it's looking like, I could almost guarantee Bobcat's just going to phase it out, and they're just going to go with their own brand and their own name on it. But like I said, that's all speculation. I don't have any solid evidence of that. It's just what a lot of people are saying. One more thing I will note with this, I didn't get a picture of it, but I did look at the serial number tag or the decal, whatever was on there, and it did state that this AT450 was made in the United States with foreign and domestic parts, but it said that it was assembled and still made here in the United States. For how much longer, that I'm not sure on. Their talks, or they're building the factory, or they're going to move production over to India. When that is, I'm not sure, but as of now, the AT450 that you're seeing here, this one was made in the United States. So That's all I really have on this. I know there were people talking about putting up a Bobcat Steiner compared to a Ventrac and all this. I don't really think you need to go through any of the trouble. You can either find a Bobcat or a Steiner and put them up, to a Ventrac if you'd like. Now, I probably could have demoed this tractor. I'm sure they'd let me, but I wasn't even going to go through the trouble on it because I hate to go waste somebody's time to demo a machine when there's not even any reason I would never sell or trade my Ventrac for anything else. So I'm totally happy with my Ventrac and I love it, and I don't ever plan on getting rid of it. And there was reasons why I chose my Ventrac over Steiner. For any of you that are subscribers of the channel, I had all Steiner stuff and I'd switched over to Ventrac, and I never plan on changing back. I never did a video on it for why, because I don't like doing videos criticizing machines, because it's not that I hate the Steiner. I just really, really love my Ventrac. So if that's a video, something you guys would like to see, what made me, a lot of the reasons why I switched over and why I won't switch back, I mean, I'd be happy to do that video. It's something that I could do, but like I said, I generally don't try doing videos, bashing other products and stuff, because like I said, I don't hate Steiner, but I really do love my Ventrac. So glad I had an opportunity to maybe clear some of these things up and show this machine off to you guys. If these are kind of videos you'd like to see, please comment below. As always, thanks for watching.